This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous group.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? Happy Tuesday. Happy K-Gun roster cut down 53-man Tuesday. We're here to talk about all them roster projections and surprise cuts. We're also here to talk about all that news. You know, the bad stuff, the good stuff, anything you guys want to talk about. And I got a great Stump the Reads for this week. Can't wait to get to cracking with you guys. My boy Brent Thomason said it best. Get to cracking, you maniacs. Here we go.
This is a dangerous group, the groups that we're dealing with now.
And here we are, just as promised. I am your host, Swank, at Swank247BF on Tweetsers. Down below me, down there to the south of my beard, is the jiggliest, jazziest of Jarrod Reeds. What's up, Jerry?
What's going on, Bills Mafia? FLX in the house. FLX Mafia in the house. Swank, love that shirt. It's a great shirt. Can't wait. I wear mine all the time. Representing the Bills Mafia between Seneca and Cuca Lake. Go Bills.
Go Bills. And right over, is my buddy, my twin brother from another mother, plus that guy down there, equals Scooter Magooter Reed. What's up, Scooter?
Hey. What's up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, Bills Mafia? Excited to be here. We got a 53-man roster. Not set in stone, but it's a pretty good look at it. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. We're going to have a lot of interesting conversation about how this roster played out. And we want to hear from you guys. Got a lot of people coming and hanging out on this beautiful Tuesday. We got our boy Josh Williams saying Fandemonium mount up. We got Keely Smith saying let's go. Our boy Paul Rossi over on the tubes saying let's go Buffalo. We got Eater with all the emojis. The kid never disappoints with emojis. I love him so much. We got Patrick Hughes. We got Frank Mullen saying 53-man roster check. Kind of shocked they dropped Blackshear. Blackshear is going to be a big topic, I think, tonight. And I think we got a little bit of a disagreement amongst the panel. And it's me. I am the disagreement. Patrick Hughes says, I trust Coach McDermott and GM Bean, so I'm fine with the roster moves today. That's a cool point, and I want to circle around to this. This is so much. There's so much I want to get into. Chris Christensen, what's up, buddy? We got Karen House saying, go Bills. Diana Kirkdorfer, what's up? Hello, Thompson family. And Sister Ellen. Ellen Lartz, of course. Right on cue.
Yep.
We got our boy Robert Badette. Lonnie Cook. Hey, guys, go Bills. We got Berto. Go Bills. Hey, guys. How's it going, Berto?
What's up?
John.
What's up?
We got John Johns. Bills are the best. Hey, everyone, go Bills. We got Uncle James. What's up, Uncle James? Dan O'Gorman, go Bills. Brent Thomason wants to know, you guys can take this one. Did we cut Allen? Scott, I believe you're responsible for this rumor.
Yeah. I put out a Twitter post the other day hoping that he'd make the 53-man roster, and I believe he did. I didn't see his name on anything today other than as being QB1, so I think we're safe.
It was close, I think.
I think it was on there as Jay Allen. No, wait. Josh A. I think that's what it was on there as.
Joshua. Yep. Oh, man. So many cool peeps here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Oh, man, there's this guy named Buffalo Spartan saying, what's up? This is Sparta.
This is Sparta.
We got people weighing in. Can't believe they let Blackshear go. Blackshear and Hodgins. We got Lisa John saying, hey, guys, can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to meet you, Lisa. And will one of you, for Christ's sake, please tell them what what are they talking about? Oh, my God.
Scooter, you got it.
Hey, guys. September 3rd, this Saturday, the regular season Rager, our second annual at Reinvention Brewery. We're kicking off the 2022 Buffalo Bills season in style, where we've got Reinvention Brewery opening up with a beer release, which is going to be awesome. Got a food truck, Retro Taco from Palmyra.
Yeah, I'm going to eat so many tacos, dude.
I know, right? And their menu's online, guys. I've heard it's great stuff. They've always sold out when they go to Reinvention, so I'm pretty excited about that. We got super fans galore. We got Mark Maddox coming. We've got 50-50 giveaways, raffles, live stream of the K-Gun Report. And at 7 to 9, when I can kick back and relax, and Swank still got to work, Endless Mountain Derelicts are going to play rock for us for 2 hours. Guys, it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait.
Yeah, we're all real pumped about that. And we heard from the man, Mr. Mark Maddox himself. He got it, Jarrod. And he's excited, it sounds like, as well.
He
got
is.
some stuff he's going to be bringing down. And all this is going to help out his foundation, the Help One Foundation, via Shout for a Cause, the charity of charities, brought to you by the best damn superfans in the whole land. Our superfans, the Buffalo Bills superfans, Buffalo Spartan, Lady Bills, Bills kid, Bills dad. Oh God, there's so many. Bills Jason. I trip over
Bills.
myself every time.
I feel bad for leaving names out.
I
There's
know.
going to be 10 plus. I mean, the house is going to be full of super fans and Mafia fans, all fans alike. So it's going to be an awesome gathering for sure.
Guys, can I do a 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, the K-Gun Report first?
Go ahead.
We're on Twitterville. We're in Twitter world over here, and I think we have the first ever comment besides ourselves on there. And it comes from at Bill's Coos. Oh my gosh, where are you? Looking forward to a great season, everyone. That's at Bill's Coos. That's the first one.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
man.
If you leave a comment, we're gonna throw them up there so everyone can hear it at least. I don't know if we were able to put it on screen yet, but no, there it is,
Yeah.
guys.
That is a patch I have to work on because if you want me to get all nerdy real fast, and I like talking about it anyway, but I use
So you're going to do it anyways.
yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I used to restream, but I use a backdoor hack to be able to use 2 free streams you get without having to buy anything. So if you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, there's a little thing up in the corner right about here that says restream or something, and I just need to be able to pull from that, and I think I can do it. I think it's the same process, but I haven't quite got in on it yet. So, yo, thanks for commenting, man. We appreciate you so much, and go Bills.
It's awesome. It's coming from Twitter because, as you guys are aware, on our Facebook page and on Twitter, we've actually are now an affiliate with TSC Buffalo, and they are actually giving us something to give away every week, which is awesome. And right now, at this point, the giveaway is via Twitter only. Retweet, like, follow us, follow TSC, and you qualify to win their merchandise. And if you guys are on Twitter and you're not following us yet, I suggest you go there if you want to win some merchandise from us. And there will be a point when we can go ahead and hit the Facebook world up too. But with that being said, we do have a winner this week. And there's a lot that goes into it, guys. There's the likes, like I said, the follows, the retweets. And so there's a lot of criteria you have to do, which makes it difficult to kind of do the Pandemonium Wheel of Destiny, as you guys are aware that are used to what we do here. So I did random number generate the almost 400 members, followers that participated, which is awesome. And as a reminder, go hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for sure. But 400 plus, which is awesome. And random number generated. And the winner of this week's Eric Mold's mini helmet from TSC Buffalo is Carl Roberts. Carl Roberts at Robert Ords. Carl, congratulations. Guys, just the way it works, me personally, I trust us, of course I do, but a lot of people like to see the actual random number generator in a Wheel of Destiny, but there's no reason why we're biased towards anybody. So I keep it fair, we keep it fair, and you can trust us for sure. And it is what it is. Congratulations. Over 400 of you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Incredible. This partnership has been awesome right out the gate. TSC has been nice enough to include us in these giveaways for Twitter, but I want to be specific. We've already talked to them. They have stuff they're giving us specifically for this show. So it'll go back to the old, you comment here, you get entered, no problem. You can win some really cool stuff. The Twitter giveaways, I put the link to our Twitter on there. If you guys are on, do it. If you want to just make an account so you can follow it and get in on these, do it. The 3 of us were kind of like not Twitter heads for a long time until like this last, not even a year probably, right? And we all decided that, we'd have one for 24/7, but we'd also have our own personal that linked back to 24/7 and FLX Mafia, so that, our three personalities could stand out alone, but still be connected to, well, I hate saying like our brand, but like our brand, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, right?
Right.
Because as much as we love each other, we're a little different, and that's, I think, what makes us all get along and, you know, at least have somewhat interesting conversation when we talk about the Buffalo Bills. So yeah, man, go on there, get involved in those giveaways, and like I said, have no fear. The K-Gun giveaways will be exclusively K-Gun giveaways soon.
Yep, that's what the awesome part. Like Swank said, the Twitter ones will be every week, and then hopefully we can get those Facebook K-Gun Report ones in.
Hell yeah.
At Bills Mafia 13 says, "What up, go Bills?"
What
I
up?
just thought, what up? And then he also said, "You guys are my favorite show."
No, thanks, man.
Thank
Mega preach. Mega preach.
Mega appreciate.
Is that what the kids are saying these days? Mega
I don't even know
Preach.
anymore.
Mega
MP.
preach.
MPO.
Totes.
We got Brent saying, "What we drinking tonight? New batch of Shine from my favorite boy from the hills of Kentucky." Damn. It's non-pay week, boys. I'm back on my Pibber right there.
Hey, I
Old
won a blue
Faithful.
ribbon once.
Hell yeah. Still tastes
I got the
delicious.
big ditch Doc Jams.
Mm.
And there you go. You would think it was pay week for me, but it's not. I just like to spoil myself. Thin Man Brewery, Minky Boodle.
Yeah. That's my
I'm into
wife-
those. I'm into the sours.
That's my wife's favorite sour too, man. She loves that. And it's a good one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Remember
let
my
me
first
see
beer.
here. I want to get in to this roster business, but I think we got to do Stump the Reeds, man.
Stump
I'm
it.
too excited about Stump the Reeds. So
Great, here we go.
I'm in it, dude. We're doing Stump the Reeds. So this week, boys, and K-Gun, Pandemonium, I decided to do something a little different. It's still Buffalo Bills related, 100% Buffalo Bills related,
Yeah, sure.
but big butt here.
Big booty holes. Get
What I-
wet.
What I want you guys to think about is all-time Buffalo Bills through all the years, not specifically players, but head-to-head franchise records.
Hmm.
No, I'm not so much of a sumbitch that I'm going to be like, give me that record. But what I'd like you two to do collectively is put your read powers together and come up with the top 10
Okay.
teams that we've played all time.
Not even wins or losses. Not like just all
I mean,
that
we'll
we've played.
go over wins and losses when we get there, but I want you to name what teams, the top 10 teams that we've played the most since we have
All right.
been. in
Can I do it
existence.
first, Scott? First four: Miami, New England, and the Jets, and the Colts.
And the Colts. I was gonna say
Alright.
those four are easy. The old division rivals. There was a time when the Colts were in the AFC East back
That
when it
is
was
right.
5. Okay.
New England Patriots, we played 123 times. We've won 46 and lost 76 with a win-loss percentage of .378. The Jets, we played 122 times. We got them
Holy shit.
.54 win percentage on them. The Dolphins, we played 112 times. We do not have them .46% win-loss percentage. And the Colts, we played 71 times. We got their ass, beat them 37 times. They've only beaten us 33 for a .528 percentage of wins.
Gotta say the Steelers are in there because we saw them awful lot in the 90s. Is this including playoffs?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They are just outside.
All right. So if you know the history of Buffalo Bills and the original AFL teams, a lot of the AFC West teams were in there. The Chiefs,
Chargers.
the Broncos, the Chargers.
All right,
Right.
can we slow
And
down
the
just a
Raiders.
little bit here? Jesus, fuck.
That's a good point. Very good point.
God.
Because that's who they beat for their first two championship games in 64 and 65 with the
Chiefs.
Chargers.
47 times we played them. Now give me another one.
Chargers.
Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos.
All three of them are on this.
Good call, Scott.
Oh, but I can't display it because you missed one in between there. You've missed two.
I see Bengals on there.
Yeah, I didn't hide that one enough, so way to cheat.
Oh, the Bengals. Okay, but that makes sense because they played the Bengals a lot in the late 80s because of the playoffs.
All right, so
Damn
right
it.
now you have the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Colts, the Chiefs. A big old
The Houston-
blank. The
Is the
Raiders,
Houston Oilers there?
they are not.
Browns.
Hold on. I have to check something really fast.
I would think the Houston Oilers were in there. We played them quite a bit in the
Hooten,
90s.
the Hooten what?
Actually, you know
Hooten?
what? They'd be the Tennessee Titans.
They would be the Tennessee Titans.
Because of Houston.
There you go, buddy.
There you go. That was
Frankie Mullen says Raiders. Yep, Raiders are in there for sure. Oilers and Titans. Thanks, Mike Vogt. Yep. Yep.
Yes. Titans 46 times. I had to go down and check because they must have combined them for sure.
Yep, they're counting them.
Yeah, I'm over on Pro Football Reference. So, yeah.
You shouldn't
I don't-
rely on that.
I know. I hear that they give like bad info sometimes. That's why I checked another site too. Yeah, I was checking to see because there's no like defunct teams on here. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's cool. I don't
How
know.
many
I
we
thought
got?
that was a fun one. You guys completely destroyed that one, man. So I guess
The
it's a
huge
little
part was Scott
retribution.
jumping to the west. Yeah, jumping to the
for
west
sure,
there.
man. For sure.
That was
Huge.
some of the originals, old
Mhm.
teams. They're there in that AFC West for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That one could have been hard.
Could have been.
I'm
Except
tending
we're
not to
too good. We're too good.
tending not to overthink things now.
Well, yeah, you can swipe out half the NFC because we only play them so many times.
But
So that cut it right in half.
Swank and Jarrod, let me know if we want to do this now. Back to Bills basics, since we're talking about games that we started and who we've won against. Wait till later. Okay.
Yeah. One more thing. We
Okay.
got to do a little housekeeping.
Mhm.
We got Fandemonium Fan Profile has returned this week. We got our boy Mike Voigt. Go ahead,
Mike,
Scooter.
Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah.
Did I say
One of
Voigt?
the
I-
OGs.
Mike Voigt.
I hate to start sounding repetitive, but it's the reason why we have these profiles is because we want to let these guys know that we appreciate them and we like to know a little bit about them. So Mike Vogt has been here since pretty early in the 24/7 Buff Fandemonium era. Always part of the posts, always part of the live streams, and just a wonderful participant in the wealth of knowledge on the stream. So that's awesome. His favorite player. Can you remember what his favorite player is? Frank Reich, believe
Frank
it or not.
Reich.
Nice.
Frank Reich, very good. And his favorite memory was that interception from Tom Brady that Sam Adams rumbling, tumbling his way to the end zone. So
The
no,
keg.
Mike, I think that's a lot of people's favorites. And Frank Reich threw me off a little bit, but there you go. A lot of reasons to like him. He's a great coach too in the NFL now for the Colts.
That's a cool deep cut. Like, not many people's favorite Bill is a backup quarterback. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
greatest comeback of all time. There's so many reasons to love Frank, right? Like Frank, right? I don't know, Mike, dude, you've been so solid as far as a supporter of us and a contributor. And again, yeah, these things do get repetitive each week, man, because we love you guys, man. You're always just so solid. And thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy. That's
Both
awesome.
the guys nailed on the head. We thank you from top to bottom, and we love seeing the comments. And you're here every week. We love it. Go Bills.
He's getting a ton of congrats. And then we got Brother Brent saying, damn, look at that mugshot. Congrats, my dude.
He'd fit in with us.
He would.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right,
That's
fellas.
exciting.
Let's get in on this, huh? Let's get to these cuts.
Let's
Right?
Right.
If you've been living under a rock, a Buffalo rock for the last day, you would not know that they did cut the roster down to 53 men today. Some of the highlights of that list might not be who's on it. I'd say the biggest news to come out of it for me, our boy Trey White got put on the PUP list. That means he cannot practice for 4 weeks.
Right.
So he will miss the first 4 games of the season. With that being said, they're very obviously comfortable with the 2 rookies that they have and Dane Jackson lining up opposite. You guys want to weigh in on that really quick while I get this graphic up?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I thought the secondary wasn't a surprise to me. Having Dane Jackson start, and it appears they have Kyrie Elam as the second guy, which is good. And Christian Benford made a name for himself hopping up against Michael Pittman for the Colts that opening game, and then having a little experience against the Carolina Panthers starter. So I thought everyone that's on that secondary deserved it. It played out a little bit how I expected. I love seeing that Sarah Neal and Taron Johnson are labeled as the nickelbacks, and yeah, well deserved. Cam Lewis has played his heart out in the preseason. And you hear a lot about what's happening at camp, and the guy's been on the roster for a while. He's been on practice squad. He's been everywhere, and I'm happy for him. So secondary turned out about what I thought it was, but I'm excited for it because they are so very young.
What I liked about that secondary is the safety duels there back there. We got Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, but you have Hamlin and Johnson still remaining on the team. And those 2 names are going to be, I think Johnson's on his contract year. He's been on the team for 4 years. You don't see him much on there until somebody gets injured. But that says a lot about this young man, this fact that the Bills are keeping him. It's hard to get a starting job when those 2 guys are in front of you. But Hamlin and Johnson being the 2 back there, and then you got the hybrids that could possibly jump in there with Sharon Neal is a fantastic thing to have during the season coming up. I was hoping that they would put Trey White on the pup list. Don't bring him back sooner than you have to. But then also what I heard about Elam and Bernard is that they don't know how they're going to play him during this first game Thursday night against the Rams. They might play series, or one might play majority. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I know iron sharpens iron, and it's been something that the Bills have preached and fans have preached for the last 3 or 4 years. And we're going to see the nice product of the nice shiny something at the end, hopefully.
Yeah, I think about that rotation thing, I've heard a little bit of that. Like, that's a possibility where they might put one in and then the other. What do you guys think about that from 2 people that have played the game and watched the game for years? Like, I've heard 2 trains of thought on it where it can stunt a young corner's growth, right? Because without being able to play a whole game, it kind of like the Tua effect, right? Like, without being able to play and commit to a whole game and know how it feels to either win or lose. They say sometimes with rookies, like, starting games week 1 and then starting games week 2 is different, but you still have to go through that same process with the butterflies and the nerves and remembering what it feels like to be out on the field with the crowd. And some of that, doesn't wear off until the end of the season. And consistently being in as a starter is what helps you get through that hump. But you see things like the defensive line with that heavy rotation, and that keeps everybody fresh. That keeps everybody moving. That gives everybody a chance to weigh in. Now you got 2 sets of guys that know everything that's going on the field as opposed to just 4 or 5 guys, right? So what do you guys think about how the Bills should handle these 2, if they both are good enough to do a rotational or not for week 1?
I think you have to depend on the coaching here big time, and the fact that they have to know those 2 players and what their individual strengths are. Week in, if they're going to do it week in and week out, see who they're going up against, see who the 1-2 receivers are, see who they're going to be playing against the majority of the time, and put their strongest qualities against that. So personally, I say stick with one and go with it. Just again, like you said, Swank, they'll learn and they'll keep learning. But if you're going to do the rotation, figure out where the strengths are and how those strengths will defeat the receiver that they're going against that week, and then play from there.
Well, I like that take, but I'm going to take a completely different take here, Jarrod. If we didn't have our CB number 1 on IR, I think it would be a different story. Due to the fact that Kyer will be opposite Dane Jackson, I think Kyer needs to stay out there so they know what's going to happen when Trey comes back. I hate to take Dane Jackson's job away, but Kyer was brought there to be CB number 2. So what I see happening is them keeping Kyer out there to get his bumps and bruises and learn the game. So when Trey White comes back, Kyer's still at number 2. Dane will turn into the nickelback, or the dime cornerback, and then Benford will be then the 5th guy. I would normally say you were able to take them out in case they're getting beat, do some study real quick, bring the tablet out, show them what they're missing. They could take a break, take a breather, learn from their mistake. But like I said, this is a situation now where their number one draft pick has to be thrown out into the Wolves. And we need to know if this guy can be a legit number 2. So you keep him out there. You keep him out there.
No wrong answers.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see, man. I could see it going either way. I really want Elam to be the guy. I really want him and Dane to go out there, and I wanted that to happen during training camp, though. I didn't want Benford to even have a sniff at it, you know, and nobody really thought that was going to happen. It was nice that he was pushing him, but I think I'd be a little more comfortable, like, knowing that he's like, man, he locked it right down. Like, it's like that feeling we had when Trey started, when he was a rookie, you know. I said it a couple weeks ago. I would be much more comfortable going into the season like that. But like we've said, and these guys have said every week, that D-line's going to help out a lot if they get pressure on the quarterback, and those safeties back there are going to be helping these young kids come up, and I think it'll still be pretty tough to throw against them. So when we're looking at this list, Scott, who are the surprise cuts for you? Who is somebody or a couple people that got cut that you're thinking like, man, I wish they really wouldn't have cut those guys?
So I have 2 of those guys, and it was more of a hoping they would make the roster rather than thinking they would make the roster. I know what the Bills are doing. Their roster's so deep that they can afford to have special team aces on their team, not guys that can play a running back and a special team or a wide receiver and a special team. I think they are now in a position where if you have your 51, 52, and 53rd roster spot filled by special team aces, that's what you're going to do. Isaiah Hodgins, I think he will find a job somewhere. He's not fast. He's not dynamic as far as route running, but his length, his catch radius, his hands, a lot of things are a plus side for a lot of these NFL teams, and I think he'll be on an NFL team by the end of the week. And in Blackshear, like everyone's mentioning, one cut running back. I was a big fan of that. I honestly believe, and this is where the panel I think thinks different. I think he'll find a spot as well. As much as I would like for him to come back and be on the practice squad, I think you're going to see one of these zone running offenses that like those one cut guys to find the hole and pick it, grab him up and snatch him up quick. So those 2 aren't surprises, but those 2 are 2 players that I would have liked to see on the roster still, but they did not show enough in the special teams part of the game to earn that roster spot.
Yeah, that's the name of the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, what I wanted to say about Hodgins, and Jarrod, I'll throw it to you right after this. Do we think that there is some finagling going on because Stevenson's not on PUP yet or IR? He has to be on the roster to place on IR. Is there a possibility that Hodgins is in the parking lot, Stevenson gets placed on IR, and then Hodgins is on this team?
There is, I'm going to say what Sal Capaccio shared with a lot of people on Twitter today was, first of all, the 53-man roster that you see today is not going to be the final one. There's also a process after these players are released. And from what I gathered, if you've been in the NFL for less than 4 years, when you get released, you're put on the waiver list. And then, like the draft, you go in order. So the Bills, even though they picked 23rd because they moved up, they go to their original spot at 25. So at the 25 spot, they could pick up somebody, and if they're there, they get them. If you've been in the league longer than 4 years, you're not on any list. So you can negotiate with other teams, but you can also, like O.J. Howard, the Bills could be like, listen, we're going to release you, but stay close. We're going to sign you back before 12 o'clock tomorrow. That being said, with the Hodgins, is he's still within that 4 years. So he'll be placed on waivers. If nobody picks him up, then the Bills can have a chance to grab him back. So the only way the Bills can get him back, I think, from what I understand, is that nobody picks him up on waivers.
If 24 other teams before the Bills don't pick him up, then they have the option at it. Okay. Good
That's what I'm
explanation.
gathering.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to be, so if you want to talk about parking lot players, you're going to have Barkley.
Well, Barkley's going to be on the squad.
Duke Johnson's going to be out there waiting. Howard's going to be out there waiting. Love's going to be out there waiting.
So
and a
anybody
couple
that's
other
played
handfuls.
over 4 years will be a parking
Yeah,
lot player.
we'll be in the parking lot waiting for tomorrow to be re-signed to the practice squad. Anybody under 4 years will be placed on the waivers.
Okay.
So
who are your guys, Jarrod?
mine was Isaiah Hodgins. I thought he had a strong preseason. One of the knocks that he has was they were hoping that he could make a name for himself in the special teams. And as we all know, Kumro was on there. He was able to do it and keep it up. And then I don't know, looking at the list, Matt Barkley wasn't much of a surprise. You knew, but I figured they'd probably bring him back for the practice squad. But Nick McLeod is one of those guys that had a strong training camp, and a lot of people are rooting for him. So let's hope he gets through waivers and the Bills can pick him up because he's been working hard and he's been doing a great job. So those guys.
Hell yeah. I think we all got similar guys. I'll go ahead and say, like, this list, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, it looks very similar to the list that we've had for like the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of repeat names on it. Even, somebody like Barkley that's left and come back, you know what I mean? I'll go to the Blackshear thing, man. I am not surprised that he's on this list. He's not one of those dudes that I was thinking had any sort of shot of making this team. And the reason is we never saw him perform against anything higher than a third string player. We always have these guys, and I want to believe in this like thing. I love the training camp stories. I think Quentin Morris is that guy. I mean, and I wasn't even the dude that put him on my 53. You guys were the ones being like, yo, he's this guy. And it's like, well, he's this undrafted guy, like whatever, like, Cinderella story, blah, blah, blah. And I'm busy looking at everybody else. And then bam, O.J. Howard's gone, And I don't think he'll be a guy in the parking lot. I think a team will definitely scoop him up. I think that he'll be a giant probably. If Isaiah Hodgins isn't, O.J. Howard is, or both of them, I definitely think those are two players that Dable's got his eyes on, licking his chops. But Blackshear was like very, very exciting, whatever, for like dead preseason games that don't mean anything, whatever. There was that little light on in my tower forum until I heard Sal say this thing on 550. No, I'm sorry, Steve Tasker said it. There is a Blackshear on every single football team. Every single one of these 32 teams has a Blackshear on it, a guy that stands out against dudes that aren't quite matched at the level that he's matched at. And the reason I don't think he's going to get picked up is because all these other teams have their own version of this guy to sort through and probably cut. And maybe there are certain physical characteristics and certain ways that he runs and stuff like that some coach is going to be like, oh, well, maybe we can use him. But I think it's a long shot, especially for as readily available as running backs are in this league. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry if I've made any enemies out there. I love all you guys very much. But
what you keep saying, Swank, is he played against the threes, and that's not a bad take. But he just needs a shot. If he can get on a team and show up against the number ones, then that's it. And he's got to make a spark somewhere. I always go back to Terrell Davis for the Denver Broncos. He wasn't projected to start at all when his rookie season, but he laid it out on the special teams, got noticed, and then all of a sudden now he's a Hall of Fame running back. Yeah. So he's got to get a spark somewhere. He had a little bit when he was running the ball, but he's got to keep shining, and I hope he does.
Everybody loves rags to riches stories, man. Everybody loves that Cinderella story, the kid. I tell you what, man, shift your focus to Morris. Morris is that dude right now for me.
Yeah, Quentin.
And some of these rookies, man. I mean, there's high expectations for everybody on this team. Some of these rookies still haven't shown that they're completely ready to start. Like, I'm interested to see James Cook and see what he really looks like. It seems like they were hiding a whole lot, like trying to rein him in, not show a lot. And I think that's going to be a crazy dynamic part of this offense. So
nothing wrong with hiding some stuff.
I thought that was all preparation and done on purpose, Swank. And I think that's what you were alluding to is we saw glimpses. Hit the hole fast, hard, and run for a 20-yard run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's to the benefit of the Buffalo Bills and their opponents with who they're facing in week 1 with the defensive backs with Benford and Kyrie Elam. We have a lot of tape on Kupp and Allen Robinson. We could figure out their tendencies. Those guys have nothing on those 2 rookies. So I think that's a good take on your part with the whole James Cook thing.
Thanks.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that, business as usual. Nick McLeod, he's another dude. Scott sold me on him. I thought it was badass when he got his face cut up. And he's stitched up, and he's standing on the sidelines with his helmet on next to coach, like, put me back in. And there was no way in hell they were putting him back in, but he was standing there ready. And I'm like, ooh, I like that dude. Like, I don't know. And he'll probably get signed back to the practice squad. Giles Harris, he was kind of a badass with the threes. Another one of those cases, though, I think, with Blackshear, where it's like you flashed when there wasn't a lot to flash around. And then we had, what's his face? Who's the other linebacker?
Spectre, linebacker, yeah.
He made it.
He was balling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, he has a motor that doesn't stop. Clearing, like, I mean, if you're running back and forth across the field, hitting everything you can hit, whether you're on time or not, like, I mean, you're gonna get noticed. I think there was a Dawson Knox quote where he was saying, if you're gonna mess up, at least hit somebody, you know. And it's like, yeah,
maybe it'll become Josh Cook's favorite, Caveman Klein / Caveman Spector.
Mm-hmm.
Spector's going to be one of those guys draft, develop, and resign. Yes, there's a lot of moments where Spector looked like he was behind the tight end, behind the running back, making the wrong reads. But with what he was doing in the run game and going in the gap, same with Terrell Bernard. That tackle in the backfield against Carolina starters was pretty amazing. This draft, develop, and resign is what the Bills are all about. And I think these 2 gentlemen, for sure, being later round draft picks, will be someone that the Bills can definitely turn into something they absolutely need. And I think if the Bills do it right, Spector can be the even better version of Klein. Although we love Klein, we love Caveman Klein.
Yeah, that was a funny story, dude. The way that guy's career went in Buffalo, that first like couple games where you're like, get that dude off the field, and then all of a sudden they just unleashed him, and it was like, keep him on the field.
And for those of you who don't know, we call him Caveman Klein because our buddy Josh Cook, who's a fan of the show and fan of everything we do, and he's also helps us out significantly. We thank you very much, Josh Cook, for everything you do for 24/7 Buff Animal.
I would say that there would never have been the start of the Ragers without Josh.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So,
but see ball, get ball is what Josh was talking about with Caveman Klein. See ball, get ball, ugh. And that's what we saw. Once Frazier released the hounds and let Klein do what he did, he was impressive and effective.
We got Robbie from 716 Sports saying, "What's good, bros?
What's up,
How's it going,
Robbie?
Robbie?"
What's up, Robbie?
Uncle James saying, "Pau impressed me." Yeah, I mean, he was fun to watch, man. Like, I don't know. Would Hodgins have made this team if Shakir wouldn't have just been the absolute perfect stud of a wide receiver in the preseason that you wanted him to be?
Yep.
I mean, Shakir is perfect. Did he drop one ball? Like, I mean, he played out of every position. He, like, evolved as a punt returner in front of your eyes over the course of 3 games. Like, I don't know, dude. That guy, he is some solid-ass depth to this team. Like, I don't want any of these guys to go down, but I'm not worried if he gets in there. It's not too big for him. He seems great. He's probably, like, my favorite player out of the rookies from the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
They all are. Most of them are. But he definitely we talked about it last week, the way he dipped under that cornerback to get open. You could tell he's watching a lot of film. He's trying to perfect his craft. And that's the type of player you can get behind easily.
He's doing a hell of a job doing that. I went to the Colts game. The separation he had in his first game ever on these cornerbacks, the number 1 defensive backs of the Colts, was impressive. The guy catches the easy ones. He catches the hard ones. He gets separation. He understands the game, that false start that he knew to still run his fade pattern and catch the ball on the sidelines to allow Barkley and the crew to score a touchdown at the end of the half. Or it might have been Keenum, but the guy understands the game of football. He's one of those high IQ guys that Bean and McDermott love, and he'll be around for a while for sure. Swank, before I forget, Joey Hatch, one of our followers that follow 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, FLX Mafia, contributes a lot of information, always on the show.
My boy Joey.
He is actually donating. Him and the 12th Man Mafia and Josh Allen's Bills Mafia. Check out those sites. Join them up. They are each donating a jersey for the regular season Rager.
Choo.
We got an Edmonds coming our way and a Poyer coming our way to raffle up for that Rager. So thank you, Joey Hatch. Thank you to his pages. He's doing a good job over there too, and he also is doing a podcast too. Listen up. Thanks, Joey.
Hell yeah, Joey's one of those dudes that's been there since damn near the beginning too. Pretty near, damn near.
Pretty near, damn near.
Day-oon.
I was just flipping to our to-do list for the Rager to make sure that we had him on that thing. So
There you go.
cool. We got man, lots of great conversations going on in here. Lisa said if we brought some moonshine, would you guys do a shot?
Yes,
That's the
man.
best response you can have. Yo, that's a clip tomorrow, Jarrod. Right down the. Right down the
Can you honestly see us sitting there going,
oh, I'm sorry. No. Yes, one before
Yes.
8, and then I do
Because-
one after that.
because I know someone mentioned, are we doing a live stream of the K-Gun Report? We are doing a live stream of the K-Gun Report. We'll start
Yes.
at 4:30. We're going to go for about an hour and a half, but we got a lot to talk about. We got the Rams, we got Help One Foundation, Mark Maddox, we got the super fans, we got raffles. So if you're talking about that shot, we want to be coherent for this show too. So
Jared at
Well,
5.
I mean, we're gonna have to like chug a beer too. I think for the live stream, probably.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
Yep.
sure that's gonna come up. Also, if we've missed anything with the Rager info, please forgive us. But Ryan Thomas is also going to be on the panel, and he's going to be there all day for the Rager. And go check out his podcast, the Ryan Thomas Take Sports Podcast. He is the dude, and we're super stoked that he's going to be there. He was there with us last year. So
Yep.
there's just so much stuff that we've jammed into 6 hours that I don't know. I'm really excited, man. I hope it's huge. I saw Frank Muller. Did you guys see that one? It was way
Frank
big.
Mullen?
Or did I say, I'm sorry, Mullen.
No, I think you said something like, yeah, overlapping.
I probably said, is it Muller or Mullen?
Mullen.
Mullen? Okay.
About
Mule-
church,
Mueller?
parking at the church.
Mueller? Yeah.
Mueller.
Yeah, he was talking about overflow parking, and I was like, that's so funny, dude. And there's like Ellen and Lisa, they're all talking about carpooling and stuff in here. And I'm trying not, like, they're putting directions and stuff, so I'm trying not to pick those comments to pop out. Like, all of a sudden somebody pops out at Lisa and John's house being like, oh, hey, I'm here for a ride for the Rager. What's going on?
So
It's
So
a
we will
great
have-
point. Sorry,
oh, sorry, Jared.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So a good thing that since we're only 4 days away, something that the Fandemonia can help us do, because you guys all know how Facebook likes to put locks on things and prevents us from sharing. Go to that event and share it everywhere you can, if possible, to help us out. And ultimately, what's going to help out is that Help One Foundation. So help us out. It's greatly appreciated.
Yep. And those that can't make it, we will be doing live, and there will be phone calls. I know Brent Thomason asked if there's going to be phone calls open. Yes, there will
Oh,
be.
hell yeah,
So
there.
call us up.
Brent had the phone call of the Rager last year. Made me laugh for a good 20 minutes straight. Real quick.
It was rated R, but it doesn't. It's all right.
Yep, doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I'm just like catching these comments on the side of my eye. How can they call in, Scott?
They can use my messenger, Scott Reed. You call in via messenger, Scott Reed. It won't be 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, because then all our phones will be going off,
Yep.
and you'll be hearing we're going to have to dance. But yes, messenger, call Scott Reed, and then we'll get you on as soon as we see that call coming in for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, is there anything else with the Rager, man? If you
Right
guys
around
got
the
any
corner,
questions
guys.
about the Rager, let us know. And yeah, please share the event around. Tell your friends. Bring everybody down. Come down if you can. It's going to be
Yep.
a great day.
Like Jarrod said, the algorithms sometimes prevent us from reaching everybody
Mhm.
that would want to come. Can you imagine not knowing about it and figuring out later that there was a party right down the street? Let everybody know. Help us out.
Yeah.
Help one foundation out.
Also, the craziest thing to me, and we didn't get the RSVP from Mark until after we made the posters and all that stuff. But like, you can literally, if you live in this area or anywhere near, you can meet a Buffalo Bill, and not just like a Buffalo Bill, but like Mark Maddox. Like, you can just come and meet him. You could. He's gonna have stuff to buy. There's all the donations and all that stuff. But you can shake this dude's hand and tell your kids or your granny or fuck your ex-wife, but anybody else really that you met this dude, and he is like the nicest, most badass dude. Like, I can't get over like how charmingly like interesting and funny and real he is, but also like he'll hit you on the side of the head with like the fight video where it was like, oh no, I was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But
You're right.
he's
So like the insight that he's given us on the show when
Yeah.
he's a guest is like he loves telling these stories. And if you're
Mhm.
sitting there and you've always wondered about the 90s Buffalo Bills and you want to talk to someone about it, he'll be there at the Rager and he will tell you about it, and he'll
tell you the
enjoy
truth.
that. He has a legit conversation with you. It's awesome. Mark Maddox
Yeah.
is awesome, and I can't wait for it.
Hell yeah. So the only other business besides back to Buffalo Basics, which I am not going to forget about tonight, do we or do any of you out there have any interest in talking about anything with this Panthers game? It seems to be just like a moot point. The only takeaway I got from it is Matt Barkley is a goddamn angel, and I love that guy, and I'll love him forever. Like, put his name up on the wall, man. But that dude, you guys just both took a drink exactly the same way at exactly the same time.
We're twinning.
Double
The
mint,
twin.
double mint gum. Yeah, man, I think it was awesome. I think it was crazy. Like, he just came out and he booted one inside the 10, his second punt.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a duck, but it went far enough, and it went inside the 10, and it was like, and his teammates were pumped for him. Like, this was like a shitty couple days that this team was going through, and I don't know. Like I said, that game, fine, there's nothing really to talk about with it. It was an evaluation of a lot of people that didn't make the team.
Yep.
The other big news, obviously, Matt Ariza, all that stuff. If you guys are interested in talking about it, we absolutely can. I'm sick of it, and I'm glad they did what they did. And
I think Deion Dawkins said it best, didn't he?
Yeah.
Snowman there. They got a job to do. It's feels bad for the victim, and whatever the story goes, however everything folds out, it's a shitty situation. But we got to move on. They got to win games. They got to take care of their own families. They got to take care of their own business. So it's done, and they're moving on. And that's when I heard that Scott shared us that video, I just went with it. It's a little bump in the road, but love one another, respect one another. Let's get this Bills season going on and go forward.
Yep. I like it. Doesn't seem like anybody's interested in it. I love it.
I will say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing. For those that felt that the decision needed to be made quick, there is a process. There is a legal process. The team can't just fire someone just because of hearsay. They need to get their own evidence. And if someone is fired because of wrong accusations, they could be sued themselves. So I think the Bills did the right thing and taking their time. They knew right along that they were making a decision based on the information they knew and the new information they knew. So I thought they made the right decision. Everything they said about it was wonderful. Sometimes things trump the other, and I thought it was a beautiful decision. a great way they expressed it. Sean McDermott was torn apart, guys. I don't know if you saw the interview after the game, and you
was
just
hard to
saw
watch.
his. It was because and it gives you more of a reality if it's just not something that we'll let them figure it out. We'll let them figure it out. He was hurt,
Which is
and
what the
he
San
knew-
Diego State coach did when they started berating him after Ariza got cut from the Bills. He walked out with another player from that team. I know we said we're not going to talk about it. We're not. This is it. The last little thing I want to say is, dude, the media, if it bleeds, it leads, man. Trying to get any sort of like information, like when you have information and you have a player's life in your hands, basically like literally his like career in your hands, and you have these allegations of an underage girl in college that are horrible. Like, any decision you make is very sensitive, and you better collect the facts. Like, it's horrible all around. And like I said, I'm glad he's the hell off the team. Like, I'm very glad. But to not respect the fact that the team needed a breath to be able to put all their ducks in a row and make sure they were doing the right thing by whoever. It's like this like lynch mob, Salem witch trial kind of like social media trial by fire thing. That's like you hear something and it's like, that's it, it's over. And I'll say it right now, fuck Matt Ariza, dude. You know how much we liked him, but like, fuck that dude. Like, this is bigger than football. They're absolutely right. And I don't know. I'm so sick of it. There's so much good stuff going on with this season, and I hope that everything works out for the victim, and that everybody can get the help that they need. But fuck Matt Ariza.
There you go, Swank.
Right there.
Good job. And the decision was made under 48 hours. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say fuck them. I'm gonna say fuck the media. Let the due process happen. The Bills did what they did. They pressed it all appropriately, I felt, and it was done under 48 hours. So good job, Bills organization. You did a wonderful job. I did not expect a decision to be made within 2 hours of hearing the news. So praise to the Buffalo Bills.
I'm gonna say fuck Gillian, the lawyer, for hounding the Buffalo Bills and telling them that they stumbled on their time of the response. Right? Get out of the way. Let them do what they have to do. You're doing what you have to do. I feel bad for both sides because they got shitty lawyers, but I'm done.
All right, and we're
There
done
was
too.
so much more he wanted
Yeah,
to
it
say.
doesn't matter. Here we go. Back to Buffalo basics.
Back to Buff. We're done
Here
with
we
it.
go.
We
We're
won't
out
talk
of
about
this
it again.
bullshit. All
There
right.
you go. Thank
What is the Back to Buffalo basics segment this week?
So, Bills fans, you want a nugget to sit there and celebrate, or kind of jab into your fellow Boston, or not your fellow, but your rival Boston New England Patriots fans? Buffalo Bills started the 1960 season in 1960, obviously, but their first win ever came against the Boston Patriots on September 23rd, 1960. They beat the Patriots 13-0. The Buffalo Bills also have two championships, 1964 and 1965, AFL championships, before the Patriots have their first one in 2001. So if you want bragging rights, and you know how a lot of Patriots fans are talking about the past, throw that in their face. We beat you in September 23rd, 1960 for our first win ever.
So those of you who don't know, we do a Back to Bills basics every week, and it's just letting you know a little. But like I always say, I precede it by saying, by no means necessary do we judge anybody's fanhood by how much they know about the Bills. But there are a few things you need to know. And I think the Bills' first victory, I think it's a nice little nugget, Jarrod. Thank you for that. It was against the Boston Patriots. Lou Saban was the Patriots head coach at the time, who later came onto the Buffalo Bills and won the two championships and won the two AFC Coach of the Year awards those 2 years. So I thought that was a awesome little tidbit. Patriots fans always want to talk about history. We've got them in the history as far as I'm concerned. We won two championships before they did, and we beat them our first game ever. Boom! Mic drop.
And there you have it.
There you go. I think the awesome thing is Lou Saban. Lou Saban was the Patriots' first ever coach in 1961. 5 games into the 61 season, the Patriots let him go. The Bills picked him up in the 62 season, later on taking them and winning the AFL championship in 64 and 65. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Saban. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That bit was brought to you by
Name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back to.
Yeah, I Said It brand 24/7 K-Gun Report.
Yes, I said it.
Yes, I said it. Man, here we are at the end of the night. It's 8:56 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, one for you guys.
Oh, Jesus,
Oh, no,
here
we
go.
are. Yeah, no, we're going to do some house cleaning here. And any questions you guys got out there? We got a couple more minutes. I know Patrick Hughes is dude, kills me.
What?
He's like,
What do you-
Mafia,
what
get
do
your
you say?
tables, strap yourselves in, crack open another, because we're going into overtime. Yeah, I said it, overtime.
So those of you who watch the show, we often hit overtime, and we're trying to master our trade here, perfect our trade. We would like just an hour show, but we just love having that conversation with you. And sometimes it gets a little long-winded, and you guys keep commenting. It's hard to just stop. So
Yeah, we'll talk as long as you want to talk. Kevin says, and in 1966, we were one game away from the first Super Bowl. We lost to the Chiefs.
We lost to the Chiefs. Yep.
We lost, I think, by a pretty good amount. I think it was like a 34-3 score, but we were one game from that first Super Bowl. What do you guys think about Josh Allen's number 13 ranking in the top 100 players this year?
Oh, there you go.
That's a good
I
one,
don't
dude.
know. I
That's
don't
a
know,
good one.
Jarrod. I saw on Twitter that he was ranked number 1.
Yeah.
If you go to if you go to Swank 24/7 BF,
Yeah, man,
he's got an image up there. I'm pretty sure it says ranked number 1.
Dude,
I don't know what to think of that, Jarrod. I thought it was a slap in the face. 13 being a 13 seconds away from making it and advancing into the AFC Championship game. I don't know. I don't think top 10 would have been good for Josh Allen. 13, that's a slappy. That's an old slappy to the face.
Yeah.
Kevin says, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, he probably
that.
doesn't care. If anything, it's going to add a little bit of fire under his ass, which he already has a big one. So,
Yeah.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, Lisa says, oh, my God, did you hear Kyle Brandt? That's what I was going to bring up. Kyle Brandt went on a huge thing on Good Morning Football about it. Like, he was supposed to move on, and he was just like, no, let's talk about how all these NFL players need to have their eyes and ears checked.
Yeah, are they watching the game? Have they seen Josh Allen play? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a joke anyway. It's a popularity contest. Tom Brady shouldn't have been number 1, should he?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys really think he was the best football
No.
player in the whole league last year?
Right, and they matched him up to Jason Herbert from the San Diego Chargers team. That pretty much had the same numbers, and he was ranked number 30 or something.
Yeah.
Same numbers as Brady, and he's ranked 29 spots lower.
I don't know. I think that's just the old guard. That's like the guys in the game trying to still respect Tom Brady and really just not being willing to let go and let the torch be passed. You know what I mean? I guess, though, well, if we go back to the Super Bowl matchups here in recent years, right? Stafford, he's an older quarterback, right? He won against a younger quarterback, Joe Burrow, who made it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year before, what was the Super Bowl? That was the Buccaneers and
Chiefs.
So you got old versus new again. Here we go, folks. We're in overtime. Just like Patrick wanted, baby. We're in overtime. This is K-Gun After Dark.
Where it goes from PG-13 to rated R.
Let me just take this off really quick.
I think we dropped too many F-bombs during the non-Ariza section to be PG-13 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, like a lot of these older quarterbacks, you got, your Phillip Rivers, your Roethlisbergers, your Mannings, your Breeze, all these guys, besides Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, really have gone. They've moved on. And there's like this whole younger class that's coming up and taking over. But it seems like you know, like they just don't want to let go of Brady. Brady doesn't want to let go, and the players, as long as he's playing, they don't want to let go of him as being the best, right? So, I don't know. Who was number 2 on that list? Does anybody know?
It's got to be Aaron Donald, probably.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I got a question then. Is he getting suspended?
You would think so. I'm glad you brought it up. I wanted to talk about it last week, but I thought that would have taken about 20 minutes out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that it's an in-team decision.
Yeah, well, look what Myles Garrett. Look at the suspension that
That's
Myles
ridiculous.
Garrett
It's a
got for
joint
swinging his helmet
practice.
at Rudolph.
Right.
It's a legit, yeah. And he connected a bunch of times.
He had 2
With
helmets.
Two helmets.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you could
he
hear
is-
that crack from all the way, like that dude's video of it. You could hear the crack of it hitting them guys.
It's hard. It's hard, Swank, when you're the face of the NFL. You're a multi MVP and all that stuff. They're gonna come up with excuses. They for sure are. But I think, I'm one of those guys that would love to see the best against the best with the Buffalo Bills game the first week. But a suspension's a suspension. And if you're ripping off someone's helmet and using it as a weapon at a scrimmage, I think not only should he be suspended, but maybe he needs some therapy classes. This CTE thing is no joke. It really is not. And there's many people that lose lives because of it, lose years off their life because of it. And if you're going to allow someone to start whipping around a helmet, not only hitting people in the helmet, but also acting that way, you've got to put a lot of that into question and start not rewarding it, but punishing it. So I think it's at least a 2-game easy, but we'll see. I don't hear anything of it.
I think everything else has just like overshadowed it. You haven't heard anything about it. No. I mean, when it happened, it was like whatever, and there was a bunch of like edits that came out with him like, with the 2 helmets, like staring down a stampede of like horses and stuff and all that stuff. It's funny and everything, but it's also like, man, Myles Garrett. Like, I'm not like a huge Myles Garrett fan, but like, dude got suspended like 6 games, didn't he? It was a serious deal.
Yep.
I don't know. It just, whatever. I don't care. Like I said, he's fine. He didn't bother us the last time we played him, and we had a way worse line. So I'm not like super worried about it, and I want us to go up against the best, so nobody can say, well, Aaron Donald wasn't in. Absolutely, I want that. But if he's not in because he was an asshole, I don't care.
What if he took that helmet off and was swinging at Josh Allen?
Oh my God, Josh Allen would get suspended for that.
Spencer Brown would be coming off the sidelines, I think.
Oh my God.
NFL has no jurisdiction. Not sure why. This is from Kevin, but teams should at least fine him and seek anger management. That's probably how they can get around it too, is fine him and say, we got to go to anger management. But because I think there was something to do with, it was a practice, the NFL really has no jurisdiction about it.
That's because the coaches and the organizations prepare the practices. The NFL has no idea who they're scrimmaging against. My problem is it's an NFL based on let's stop hate, let's stop violence, let's go against any kind of aggression, any violence. Commercials on it all the time during the season, and this is publicly known, video shown all over the place, and you're going to be like, we'll let them take care of it. No, it can't be. If you want to be an opposite of a laughing stock when it comes to taking care of this stuff, you need to at least do something. Address it. It's been mum since it happened.
Yeah. I think it's another one of those things where he's a bad dude, but his personality and demeanor outside of football games is not like, he's not a villain. He's not like a Sue, you know what I mean? Or something like that. He's like a likable guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden after this, and of course, the way it goes, like you do something like this, you lose yourself. And there was a million fights during training camps and all that stuff this season, like more than I ever remember. But you got a guy like this that's doing this, and now all of a sudden all these photos are coming up of him like going up underneath quarterbacks' helmets, choking them out, like stuff like that, where it's like, where were all these images before he did this thing? So
Right.
like, has he always been this guy, and now you just decided to show that side of him because it leaked? Or now are you going back and trying to dig out still shots of like just like timely placed pictures of, you know what I mean? Like it could have been like that, but you freeze it there, you know, like it just, who knows what the hell to believe about anything anymore, dude.
So, but what you do believe is
nothing.
a 1.5-minute video of him being a part of a fight, ripping someone's helmet off and swinging for the fences. I mean, that's nothing that you can't screenshot, nothing. You can't make anything up. It's all there, right, for everyone to see. Yeah. And if it was hitting in a scrimmage where no one saw it, that's one thing. But now everybody knows about it, and I find it crazy. And like I said, I would love to see him play against the Bills. I think the Bills can handle him offensively.
Yeah.
But suspension is a suspension. You need to serve time for being assault with a deadly weapon.
Yep. Patrick Hughes said Aaron Donald committed assault. If you do that at your job, you're going to be fired, and I'm sure that the police will be involved. It's the truth, man.
Yep.
But he makes millions of dollars, and they win Super Bowls with him. So,
yeah, that's another thing is, what if it was Richie Incognito doing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or Hainsworth doing that.
Yeah, you can go through. You can go through a list.
Swank, I do want to answer a question. Robbie from Let's Talk 716.
Yeah.
He called me out. He wants to know who I think the punter should be for the Bills.
Okay.
And I think you'll agree with me, Swank.
Oh, we didn't get to this.
Brett Kern.
Kern.
Pro bowler, all pro, averaged about 45 yards a punt.
Top 5 kicker last year.
Yep, the guy's legit. And the Bills just opened up about $10.5 million in the moves that they've made recently. Kern last contract was making about $4 million a year. I think you can get him now because he got cut and he's getting older. Maybe get him for like $3 for a couple of years, $3 million for a couple of years. You've got a Pro Bowl punter on your hands. I would love to see Brett Kern on the Buffalo Bills.
I actually threw a tweet out to Brian Mormon to see what he was up to, and he didn't respond, but he's busy. He's a dad, and he's got all that stuff to do, so I let it go. But I was just
I'm sure that's why he didn't respond.
Probably. He was like, oh, Jarrod will understand. We're such good friends. I'll just get back to him later.
I got you, Brian.
Jarrod, all you need to do is throw some stats at him that aren't real, and then maybe he'll contact you.
Let's not talk about that.
See, I didn't even go there. I stopped. I didn't go there. The other guy that I wanted to throw at you guys, and I talked briefly about it, I think the other day, just yesterday, Sam Martin from the Broncos. He got cut, their punter, because he refused to restructure his contract. He's only making $2.5 million a year. And he is a top 10 punter in the league as well. A little younger than Kern. Kern does have the Grand Island connection too, so he's from the Buffalo area, the greater Buffalo area.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. They tried out a lot of different guys. I was curious. I mean, Jarrod kind of shot this down for me in our chats the other day, but Tyler Bass, man, he did some punting in college, and I was wondering, like, geez, do they just figure out some special teamer to hold the ball for him and then let him punt too? Or, I mean, you probably don't want to put that guy in the middle of harm's way like that. But, Jarrod, tell him what you told me about the kicking technique and stuff.
And this is a wonderful take. Jarrod already brought it to our point earlier this week because he's a massage therapist. He understands muscles and bones. No, this is a good credit. I mean, it makes sense. Think about driving the ball and putting the ball straight up in the air. Go ahead. I thought it was a great take on this.
So most place kickers nowadays all place kickers have that soccer style kick, and it's from left to right. It's like a golf swing. With the punters, they're usually straight on. They bring their foot back and they go up like that. So all the muscle structures in the legs, especially when that's your job and you're repeating it over and over again, adapt and adjust to how that leg is swinging. When you all of a sudden want to try to swing the leg the other way and try to get power behind it and maybe try to kick the ball as hard as you can, there's possibility for a hamstring tear. So that's probably why, unless Tyler Bass was practicing the whole time, but in order to be the kicker that you want him to be, where he's making high percentage field goals and extra points, he's got to have that leg and the muscle memory in a certain way the whole time. And if you start taking a swing away and adding this swing, it's going to throw that off. So his accuracy and all that stuff will go down if you want him to be a punter. We don't want that. And possibly for injuries to increase too. So that's why you don't really want your kicker to be a punter as well.
Super awesome take. I thought that was great insight, man. And it took a big dump on my whole theory.
So the exciting thing is, guys, whatever punter we get, unfortunately, Heck was rated or ranked pretty much near the bottom. Hawk. So we loved him here, but he's gone.
We didn't love him here. Don't be so nice.
Should be good. Should be
we
good.
Hated him. He's horrible. Worst punter in the league last year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to punt more than anybody else. Like literally had the least amount of punts and was statistically the worst punter in the NFL last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Brett Curran averaged about 45. The Sam Martin guy, Swank, 46.1 net. So those are pretty impressive nets. Those are easily about 7-8 yards more than what the previous punter was doing, Hawk. So, hey, bring him in. It's surprisingly, it's fitting how you're hearing these big name punters, Pro Bowl punters, top
Love
5
it.
punters just becoming available.
Love
and
it.
I'm sorry, who would not want to take a little pay cut to come play for a team that's going to win the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah. Patrick
He's going to be
Hughes-
one of the most liked punters in the Buffalo Bills history, too, coming in right now.
Patrick Hughes says, bring Pat McAfee out of retirement. Dude, I literally was thinking about this
I was thinking that, too.
like yesterday, where I was like, what a right. Like, if anything could bring Pat McAfee out of retirement, I don't care if he's in football shape or not. His personality on this team and being able to boot it cold off the bench, like, what better story for one season to have Pat McAfee as the Bills Mafia punter. Dude, I mean, I know he's made a gajillion dollars doing his live stream, but like, that would be like the coolest, most funniest thing I think in the whole entire world.
I had that same thought in my head, too. He'd be perfect.
Pat, if you're watching tonight, like I know you probably are because you promote the podcast and live streams and you encourage people to do what they do. If you're watching tonight, hey man, come off the sidelines, punt a 38-yard punt, pin them inside the 10-yard line. That's all you're going to have to do with this Buffalo Bills offense. We'd love to have you. We're big supporters of what you're doing now. And come on, get yourself a Super Bowl ring. Why not, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, fellers. We did pretty good. We kept it to a 13-minute overtime. But I'm going to say, let's ring this thing around for a final thought and get the hell going. Jarrod?
I'll lead the way. Every closing thought from week in and week out, I always like to push the Kent Hall and the Steve Tasker. I actually had my Steve Tasker koozie tonight. Those two gentlemen are definitely two names that should be considered in the Hall of Fame each and every year, and they should actually be in there. But there's one other name that I've been failing to mention, and it's Mr. Cornelius Bennett, number 97 for the Buffalo Bills. This man has numbers comparable to the best linebackers in the league. 14 years in the season, 3 All-Pro selections, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 14 years. He was there. He didn't really have any injuries. He played every game almost. This man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame too. So we all love Cornelius Bennett, Biscuit. We loved watching him in the 90s, and that's another name you can put on that list that needs to be in the Hall of Fame. 49 committee voters. Get one of them guys in there. Come on. Go Bills.
Nice. Scooter?
Nice. I like that, Jarrod. There's 3 of them that should be in there, maybe all the same year. My final thought, I'm ready to party. Kick off the 2022 NFL season, Buffalo Bills season, Mafia style, with the regular season Rager, September 3rd. This Saturday at Reinvention Brewing, 3 o'clock to 9 p.m., guys. Anything you're going to ask for in a Bills party. Beer, food, Mafia, giveaways, donations, raffles, ex-players, super fans, live show, live music. I would try to think of something else, but I think we've nailed it all. My final thought is come hang out with us Saturday, man. Mark Maddox.
Did you say it?
Did I forget something?
Did I forget something? Look, it's like I haven't been excited for something Buffalo Bills wise like off season more than this. And it's not just because we're hosting it and doing it, it's because I just can't wait to get together with a whole bunch of red, white, and blue people, drinking beer and having a good old time. And it's less than 5 days away. And I don't know about you guys. Actually, I know about you guys. We're stoked for this. We can't wait. And man, it's just something that 24/7 Buff Pandemonium has been working for, and we just can't wait for it to be a success. So come join us, hang out, have a good time. Go Bills.
I mean, I think I'm going to go Rage your final thought too, but I think I'm just going to address some of the questions and comments that we've had about the Rager and other various things. Non-Rager related, our boy Brian Van Slyke from the Breaking Tables podcast over on the Built in Buffalo network says, "Hey boys, any of you guys coming to Bills vs. Titans Monday Night Football? Would love to run into you and drink a beer or 10. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know yet. I got a buddy that's got season tickets, and I might be tagging along to that game. We'll see. But if so, absolutely. And if you come up for the weekend, Brian, let us know, and we'll hang out. It'll be a good time. Let's see. Mike Voigt, will strippers be at the Rager? No, unless you give Jarrod like 2 cream ales. He might do it then. Brent Thomason, no ex-wives. Well, yeah, no ex. Well, depends. If they're your cool ex-wives, fine. None of my one ex-wife. No, she's not allowed. She can't come. Guys, this is the last live stream leading up to this Rager that we've been talking about for months. We've put a lot of work into it. I'm super proud of these 2 dudes that I do this live stream with and run this whole 24/7 Buff crazy Fandemonium with. And this is like a celebration of the success of this team and the anticipation for this season, and to raise some money for a good cause, and to hang out with all of our friends that we've been lucky enough to meet on this crazy journey that we've been doing. And, this is our pop of the cork to 3 seasons, going into our 3rd season doing the K-Gun Report, and having crazy, awesome experiences and people to share it with. So if you can make it out, man, make it out, dude. It's going to be a great time. I can't believe literally that this is the last stream until we're doing this, and it's only 4 days away.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But Reinvention Brewing, Shortsville, September 3rd, 3 to 9 ish. And God, I was supposed to be on call. My buddy's taking it for me.
Good.
It's gonna be a good time. And
Share the link. Share the link. Facebook, Twitter, wherever you are, share it. Let's get everybody there.
Brian says, "Sorry, I can't come to your party." It's all right, brother. Pop on that live stream or give us a call. Give Scott a messenger call that night. We'll get you on the air. It'll be a good time. All right, guys. We love you. Go Bills.
See you Saturday. Go Bills.
The final countdown. Go Bills.
Go Rager. Bills.
This is a dangerous